You're listening to the Cruise Tips TV Unplugged podcast. This week on the show, we are back with the second half of our Norwegian Aqua review. So last week, we talked about boarding, we talked about the weather, we talked about all that first look stuff. But this week, we're going to talk about food and the activities and the entertainment. And I have a special guest with me. Welcome to Cruise Tips TV Unplugged. I'm your host, Sherry, and we invite you to join our cruise-loving family as we travel the world creating cruise videos and vlogs. In this podcast, we talk tips, tactics, and strategies to help you make every cruise your dream cruise.
Hello, I'm a special guest.
Hello, special guest. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Thank you for having me on. I'm good.
Yeah.
Excited to talk about the Norwegian Aqua.
Yeah, me too. For those of you who don't know who this is Junior Editor. He is back with me, and he got to attend the Miami Christening event for Norwegian Aqua with me. So he has a 3-day experience on the ship, and he was, I think, the perfect guy to bring on because he's experienced most of the shows and pretty much all of the activities on the ship.
Well, thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So I want to start everybody off by talking about some of the food options that we didn't get to talk about last week. And then you and me, Bud, are going to kind of jump into like activities and entertainment. Okay. So I'm going to talk to people about the food since you didn't experience some of this stuff and also my experience in the Haven. And then you and I are going to jump in and do the fun stuff. Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool. So the first food venue for Norwegian Aqua that I didn't get to talk about last week was Thai, which is the new Thai restaurant. You didn't get to try it. You got to do Cagney's with me.
Yes.
Classic steakhouse, right? But Thai is a brand new restaurant to the Norwegian fleet. So it's not on the Prima ships, right? It's only on Prima Plus, which is right now it's Aqua, and coming soon we have Luna. Not sure about the restaurants on that one. But Thai is a Thai food restaurant, and it's really good. What you get to do at Thai is you actually can order multiple appetizers. And I think that's kind of the secret thing to know about Thai is that the appetizers are actually really, really good. So it's a good idea to order a couple of them and share them with people at your table. And then you have traditional like entrees like pad thai, they have curries, they have some beef dishes, and then they have really yummy desserts. So by the time this podcast comes up, we'll probably be a week or two away from a food video going live on this, but the food video is actually going to be live on Norwegian Cruise Line's channel. That's all about the food. So make sure you're subscribed to Norwegian's channel. And if you want to see some of this food from Thai, go watch my vlog review that was posted this week. So the week of April 20th, you're going to find that vlog. So Thai was great. It's way up high on the ship, kind of up like on the buffet level. So it has really nice open windows and views. And then right next to Thai is another specialty upcharge restaurant, but it isn't necessarily new to the fleet. It's Palomar. Palomar is also on a few other ships. And Palomar is kind of like Mediterranean and seafood. But the tip I have for everybody at Palomar is to order the steak. Everyone told me it was the best thing on the menu. And I was like, oh no, I should order seafood. It's like Mediterranean. But no, trust me, friends, order the steak. Save some room for the desserts too. They have like an insane apple tart there that's so good. If you think the views at Thai are good, the views at Palomar are even better. And it's just a wonderful romantic spot. Now, the next place I want to talk about is Indulge Food Hall. Now, you can attest to Indulge, right? You went there with me.
Just once.
That was really fun. Now, you and I were only on Norwegian Aqua for the christening. So we only had 3 short days. So we kind of had to bop around and try as much as we could. But man, we didn't try. Feels like we did not even get to try much at all, right?
What we did try. It was great though.
We did, huh? Yes. So what did you think about Indulge?
I thought Indulge was fun. It was very nice to not have to talk to people.
Oh, right. And why do you not have to talk to people?
Because there's a little menu, a little tablet that you can use to order your food, so you don't have to communicate with humans.
But I don't think I really consider you like to be super introverted. You're fine placing an order.
I'd still rather use a tablet because it's just so much easier.
It is kind of cool to use a tablet, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So you find a table and then you can order from any of the stations in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're seated at a bar, at one of the bars that's like up against a restaurant. So let's say you go in and you want to eat at Noodles and you sit at the bar right in front of Noodles, then you can only order off the tablet for the Noodles restaurant. But if you sit at a table inside or outside, you can order from any of the stations and a server will bring you your food.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can also order a few drinks on there. So they have things like Mexican food. They have Q Texas Smokehouse. They have noodles, which has some Asian noodles, but also some gnocchi. They have tapas. They have a rotisserie. I mean, the list goes on and on. They have desserts. What else? I'm trying to remember what else they had.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. You just remember the drinks. Huh?
That's all I remember.
I know.
It's really most that I got. They had really good. They had some good Indian food. They had good chicken.
Indian. That's right. You got
chicken
the
tikka.
Chicken tikka. Okay, so don't forget the
good.
Indian food too.
Yes.
Oh, and how could we forget Plantery, the new plant-based station in there? I know you and I didn't have it on this one. I had Plantery on the last one, but they have plant-based bowls with protein add-ons, and it's great. So if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you're going to love Plantery.
Plant eater.
Plant eaters. Plant eaters unite. They also, on this ship, you guys, they have an all new and improved teppanyaki experience. This restaurant's called Hasuki, and it is absolutely enormous. If you go watch our ship tour on our channel, you won't believe how big Hasuki is. They have really listened to guest feedback and probably demand too, and they've made just a ton of different tables in there. So I'd still recommend getting your reservation early for the teppanyaki restaurant. But so fun, so good. You can sing along, and if you have the energy, go do Hasuki. It's great. So those are some of the food highlights that I wanted to talk about. The rest of it you'll see in our videos, but beautiful main dining rooms on the ship. And I think now you and I, dude, we need to talk about the activities because there's so much fun stuff to do. I mean, we had the slide coaster, right? The world's first combination of a roller coaster and a water slide.
Yeah, that was great.
What did you see? Tell people what your thoughts are and how it works and all that.
Well, I thought the first part was definitely the best because you get launched off really fast and I enjoy the speed.
Okay.
But after that, it kind of mellows down and you get to roll through a nice little tube.
Yeah.
It's very, almost like a lazy river.
Oh, yeah.
Slow, lazy river. And it's pretty nice.
Okay.
It can be a little chilly in the trousers.
In the trousers. Got a little splash there, did you?
Yeah, it was kind of a cold day. But it was still definitely worth it. It was worth getting a little bit soggy for the experience because it was really fun.
Well, let me tell you, bro, it wasn't as cold for us on this one as it was when I was in Europe. Talk about cold.
Oh, yeah?
People were wearing sweaters on the top and like their bathing suit bottoms on the bottom because they didn't want to get wet. But I think they've added more water to the Aqua slide coaster tube because I felt like we got splashed way more this time than we did last time.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. So if you're wondering how it works, friends, what you do is you get into basically a raft that has handles on it and it has a solid bottom. There are holes in the raft and that's where some of the water can come up at the end of the ride. Like when you come out of the tube, you float on water to get back to the main, launching area, right? So that's where you get real wet, but you can also get a bit splashed. So you get into this raft thing and you hold onto the handles and you go up like a conveyor belt. And then you sit at the top of this conveyor belt area. You wait for these dual mechanical arms to come and they tap onto the back of the raft.
Give you a little push. And you have a hard back, like a stable back on it that you're leaning on. And they give you a little push that launches you up to 31 miles an hour up a hill. And then you go into the slide and then you free fall sort of. Yeah, you slide down the rest of it. Almost like a drop slide going upwards.
Yeah, it's got a pretty decent incline and it is very fast. When you take the first corner going into the slide, you will have been going 31 miles an hour. So you kind of go up the side a little bit and then, like Junior said, you sort of slow down and start winding through.
Yeah, it's a lot faster with two people too.
Oh, that's interesting. That's right. We rode it tandem and we rode it solo. And
you get a lot more momentum.
Yeah. Feels that way, doesn't it?
You keep the momentum, yes.
Isn't that weird?
No.
I guess it's the added weight makes you go faster too, right?
No, it's not strange at all. It's totally normal.
And if you want to see what that's like, you guys can go see our slide. Junior has his own slide, Insta360 short form video that's everywhere. It's on Instagram, Facebook, and a YouTube short. So go check that out. Super fun.
Very fun.
So the slide coaster, I feel like, is the one that everybody's talking about. But what about, we got to talk about the drop.
The drop.
Yeah.
The drop is one of my favorites because you don't even have to put on a swimsuit because it's totally dry. So you can just step in there as long as you're not wearing like any loose jewelry or anything. Then you can just step right in. You can go anytime.
Yeah.
You can take a camera.
Yeah. At least now,
Well,
for now, you can take a camera.
It's very nice. Very nice experience. Definitely it's like a drop slide without the water. So you can do it as many times as you want and not get cold.
So what were the rules again? So you had to be wearing a little bit of a sleeve. Like you can't go in there in a swimsuit.
Yeah.
Closed-toed shoes, right?
Yes.
And I think you have to be 48 inches tall, just like you have to be on the slide coaster.
Well,
I think.
Assume so.
Yeah. So it's a pretty fast drop, that first drop, but you're on a mat that has kind of a bit of it has like an area where your feet are sort of stabilized. And I feel like it's not as dramatic of a drop as that one water slide at Perfect Day at Coco Key. You know, that one drop water slide where you feel like you have nothing beneath you and you're just like,
I think it was the Dueling Demons.
The Dueling Demons. I cannot stand that drop water slide. Compared to this is so much more tame.
I love that one.
I know, I hate that one. I cannot. It's so scary to me
because there's droppy it is, the better.
Yeah, I don't like the drop.
The more of a drop, the more inertia you feel.
Yeah,
gotta feel the cheese.
Yeah, you gotta feel the cheese. So fun.
That's where the fun comes in.
The drop was great. You could do that over and over. So it takes you from an upper deck, like you're basically up above the pool, and then it takes you down, like I want to say it's 7 or 8 decks. It takes you down to like deck 7 or deck 8. It's a lot of drop, but super fun.
Yeah.
So now the glow court is also...
if you want to take the stairs, you get a little bit of exercise in between.
Oh, yeah. That's a good amount of exercise in between. If you wanted to run back up to whoever was taking a picture of you, going down, and you took the stairs, it'd be a good amount of exercise.
It is.
Yeah, you did that a few times.
I did.
So what about the glow court? Because that's brand new.
Now, I only got to do the glow court once, but I very much enjoyed it. It was very good. Very good exercise. There's a lot of places to get exercise on this cruise. And one thing that I regret is not bringing sneakers. Not bringing sneakers with shoelaces.
Oh, you brought slip-on sneakers.
I brought slip-on sneakers and I brought dress shoes. Mm-hmm. So I had nothing very good because my slip-on sneakers would just kind of fall off if I ran too fast.
Oh, man.
Because there's basketball and there's soccer, and it's just a little bit uncomfortable to do it without shoelaces.
It's very interesting.
Your shoes to your feet.
So hot tip from Junior, no matter how old you are, if you're a teen or an adult, you might feel more comfortable in a shoe where you can kind of adjust the tightness of it.
For sure.
So you regretted that. So what kinds of different games can you play at the glow court? It looks like a basketball court from the outside, right? But then there's more to it.
Yeah, you can play basketball, and there's it's kind of like a thing where you have to stop the volcano from erupting. So the more baskets you make, the slower the volcano erupts, which is good. So you have to keep the volcano from erupting and killing everyone.
Okay.
And then there's also a soccer one where you have to hit the soccer ball into these little hexagons on the wall or octagons or something like that. Okay. And you blow them up. Mm-hmm. And it's very fun to play soccer. It's a good exercise. All of them are very good exercises. Man. And there's also another one where you have to stomp on little things on the ground and avoid the red lines.
Okay.
Very fun. And again, a very good exercise. Got some good Insta360 footage of that.
Yeah. It was cool to watch you trying to jump over the lines. You look like you were out of I felt like you were in the Matrix or the Fifth Element where you're jumping over the laser beam. Mission Impossible. Is that the one where they have the laser beams you have to jump over?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's something like that. Some fun action adventure or sci-fi movie something that has red laser beams you jump over. Just picture that. So basically they have basketball games, soccer games, and stomp games.
Yes.
But then they have multiple different types of games within those. So there's multiple basketball games.
The stomp one specifically, there's more than one.
Okay, but then we're not sure about the basketball and the soccer.
I'm not sure about that either. I only played one stomp, one soccer, and one basketball.
Yeah.
We're a little bit short on time, so.
We had a dinner reservation at Cagney's we had to get to.
We had reservations.
Yeah. So pack sneakers for that and give yourself plenty of time. And it's a lot of cardio, you guys. I saw people up there who were super fit and they were like, okay, whoa, that was intense. Because to keep up with it, especially when you're doing the stomp portion, to keep up with it, you really are moving fast. But don't hesitate to try it, even if you're feeling like, okay, that might be too much for me, go try it. Have the staff help you pick a game that might be more appropriate for you.
Yeah, the staff are very helpful.
Aren't they great up
They'll
there?
help you out as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not wearing closed-toed shoes, you can go in there and like film or just watch, spectate.
It's kind of cool. Spectate.
Be a cheerleader.
Yeah. So, I feel like the glow cord is included. So that's free. The slide coaster is included. That's free. The drop is included. That's free. And then the stadium is also included. And we're going to talk about the stadium. It's one with the foosball, the beanbag toss, the shuffleboard. But then there's one little upcharge game up there, and it's called Tea Time. Do you want to tell people about the, it's a nominal fee for tea time. I think they said it was going to be $5 or so. It's going to be inexpensive, but to play golf, you actually sign up at a kiosk and the balls dispense out of a machine. So tell people how tea time works, because it's definitely different than a normal cruise ship. It's way more exciting in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So tea time, the way it works is you go up to a little machine and you enter in your team name and you enter in your individual names by scanning your cards, and then you will get a ball from the little machine, and also you have to make sure you grab the ball that's addressed to your name, because the golf courses do track whose ball is whose, and they will count your score for you, which is very good.
And it knows this because you scanned your cruise card, right?
Yes, it knows it because you scanned your cruise card, so you have to take the ball that comes out after you scan your cruise card.
Okay.
Because the balls are separated for each people, for each person, for what I understand.
So then when you go up to the first hole and you place your ball at the starting point, it actually says, "Hi, Sherry."
Yeah. So
and your name appears on a screen.
Yeah, when you go up to the to each hole, it counts your score. It tells you what score you're at. And you can do them out of order. It still counts your score correctly. It's very impressive technology. I don't know how it works. I'm out technologied here.
It is pretty crazy that you, like if the hole in front of you is busy and you wanted to go to a different one, you can do that and then come back to that hole later. And it doesn't penalize you for that.
Yeah, and it'll tell you exactly which holes you did because it knows somehow.
Kind of when you look at the scorecard on this, you guys, kind of picture when you're bowling and you look up and you see everybody's names. Exactly. It's like a grid. It looks like a bowling grid. And so if you've missed something, it'll be empty and you know you need to go back to that hole. So what's the premise of the holes? Like, what do they look like? What's the theme?
The theme?
Yeah.
Well, they're all different countries or different destinations. So you have some like Jamaica, some England, or...
I feel like there was Mexico.
New York. New York
is the last hole.
Yes.
That's a cool one.
Mexico.
I don't remember the rest. Oh, wasn't there like Alaska? Yeah. I'm trying to remember the other ones. All I know, they were really cool. And the Jamaica one is kind of funny because the Jamaica one it's like
quiz.
Yeah, it's like a trivia. So you have to answer a trivia question by pushing your ball through the true or false hole, and those holes are actually easy to put the ball through, but you start the game off by answering a question with your ball, which is really fun. They thought of everything. It's interesting. But the neat thing too about tea time is that it's on 2 different decks. So you get these killer views. Like you're down on the deck where everybody's registering for stuff, and you're down on the stadium deck when you get signed up for it. Yes. But then the game continues up one deck, and the views get really good up there. Like you can kind of see the pool. You can kind of see what's happening with the slide coaster.
You go past the pickleball too.
Oh, you go past the pickleball court. Oh yeah, I forgot about pickleball. We'll have to remember to talk about that. It's
great place for drone footage.
Oh yeah, great place to fly your drone. Well, not really. Don't take drones, folks. But yeah, so tea time is a lot of fun. I'd say if it was $5, $10, I'd say it's worth the price.
It is worth it. It's very fun. Definitely different than a lot of golf courses.
Yeah.
Probably the most interesting mini golf I've played on any ship.
For sure, I would have to agree with you.
There's a lot of, also there's a thing you can do called a super shot, where there's like a little hole in on each hole. There's a specific hole that kind of rolls your ball closer to the hole in one, and you can get it in this hole, and even if it doesn't go straight into the hole in one, you still get more points for going through that super shot hole.
Oh, okay.
So like kind of like a trick shot. If you decide to go for the trick shot, you can get more points if you make the trick shot, even if you don't get it in the hole fast enough.
Okay, fun. Love it. And was that only on the last hole, the New York hole, or was that on
the super shot?
The super shot, yeah.
It's on every one.
It's on every. Okay,
there's a super shot on every hole.
Okay, got it. They're challenging though.
They are challenging.
Pretty challenging.
We made a few. We managed to make a few.
Yeah.
think we'd have to go through quite a few times to get all of them, though.
I normally kind of dread mini golf. I'll be honest.
I love mini golf.
I think it's sometimes kind of boring. This is so much fun, you guys. I was like, every time we passed it, I was excited to play it. It's great for all ages. I saw a lot of people up there without kids too playing. Of course, a lot of people with kids too, but it's great.
So we have a mini golf enthusiast and a mini golf hater, and we both loved this.
You got it. It's pretty much true, huh? So you had mentioned, I don't hate it. I usually find it kind of boring. It's like, okay, go to the next hole. It's really crowded. You know what I mean? It's just, this is different.
But this one was better.
It's better and it's more challenging. It's more like you're at a mini golf place. Like
it's almost like bowling and mini golf mixed. It's more professional.
Yeah. You mentioned pickleball briefly.
Yes.
So pickleball, we thought on the first sailing I was on, pickleball was a free-for-all, meaning they would leave the paddles and the balls out and anybody who wanted to play it could play it, but now they've put it on a sign-up basis. I don't think there's a fee for it. I just think that you have to sign up downstairs and put your name on a list, and then they give you the paddles and the balls.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the pickleball?
Well, I thought it was really fun, and I don't know how to play pickleball, so.
We were like Googling, you guys, this is embarrassing. We were like Googling the pickleball rules.
You were.
Well, you were pretty good about teaching me how to serve
I was
and
glaring
stuff.
at you while you were Googling.
You have to serve a certain way. It's totally different from tennis. So for those of you out there who are pickleball enthusiasts, I'm sorry that we don't know the rules. We probably weren't making fools of ourselves up there, but I'm going to commit to potentially.
As a tennis player, I have to hold a certain amount of animosity towards pickleball.
Oh, really? Is that true? There's like a little rivalry going between pickleballers and tennis players?
Especially because people who play pickleball tend to play on tennis courts.
Uh-oh.
You can just take a small patch of the tennis court and play pickleball on it.
Oh, no.
The tennis courts will get taken up by pickleball players.
Ooh.
We don't like that.
Tennis players don't like that. This is hilarious. Oh, my gosh.
But I thought it was very fun.
It was fun.
Being completely unbiased.
Unbiased and also uneducated about how to play. And then also totally free in that area, which is really kind of a fun hangout, is the very purple stadium.
Yes.
It's very purple. I don't know. It looks good. Like aqua and purple, I think, go good together.
Yeah.
So I think this is a very intentional color theme / scheme. But the stadium is sort of near tea time. It's near the glow court, the drop. All this stuff is kind of in the vicinity of all the fun, right?
Prince would have liked it.
Prince would have. Maybe that's why they did it, because it was like they knew they were doing the Prince show. But it's so purple.
Maybe.
I mean, there's like in the shuffleboard game, the grass is purple.
Purple grass.
Purple grass. So you've got foosball, you've got a beanbag toss, you've got a lot of ping pong tables. How many ping pong tables? At least
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Good amount of ping pong tables. And then they have some cup games.
I love ping pong, and I will say the ping pong paddles were pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. I felt like it was a little windy up there and hard to play a good game.
It was a little windy, but the paddles were good.
Yeah. They also had some like ring toss type things up there, didn't they?
They did. I didn't really spend much time up there, to be honest.
I didn't either. We kind of focus more on like the big stuff, but I think that the stadium is going to be a fun hangout. I saw way more adults.
Yeah, very fun.
Hanging out in the stadium.
Friends.
Yeah, bring friends. That'd be fun. So what other activities? Did we miss anything? I mean, obviously you have the pools and the hot tubs. You and I actually got in a hot tub by the pool. It was really nice, right? We had it mostly to ourselves. Oh, the game zone.
Can't forget about the game zone.
So forget the hot tubs. Let's move to the game zone.
Forget the hot tubs.
What is the game zone?
The game zone is the arcade on Norwegian Aqua. It has a lot of games.
What kind of games?
Well, for instance, there's a little mini bowling alley where you can play bowling. It's a lot like regular bowling, just the pins are small and the balls are small.
Mm-hmm.
So it would hurt slightly less to drop it on your toe.
True. I think they call it duck pin bowling. I think that's what our audience told me.
I don't know.
It's fun though.
Yeah, it would still hurt to drop it on your toe. Just less.
It's way easier to manage those bowling balls, though, wouldn't you say? And everybody uses the same size ball.
Yeah, it is a little easier to manage.
It's kind of weird though, because the first time you pick one up, you might kind of huck it, because if you're used to a full ball, you can really huck it.
Good strikes.
Yeah. So they have classic arcade games. I'm trying to remember which ones you played.
Space
Invaders, Ms. Pac-Man.
I think so.
And then they have like some kind of like one of those dance pad stomp games in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
I never played that one. Then they have a ton of VR, right? Like they have like a VR station.
The VR is great.
VR is really fun. Lots of VR. Then they had a lot of the same stuff you see on cruise ships. You had the shoot 'em up type games. You had the bike and the car type games, like motorcycle games, car games, racing games. I mean, you guys, it's an enormous arcade. It's so much fun. They also had a pool table in there.
They did, and I love to play pool or billiards or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But I have a great time, especially when I scratch.
You scratched a lot on this particular cruise.
I was just letting you have a little bit of an advantage.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I can tell you were struggling.
Oh, thanks. So you were letting me win.
I'm a good sport.
It was really fun though. That was the one night you and I stayed up really late on the christening,
and
right?
I still beat you once.
Yeah, you did. You beat me. But we did good. We stayed up to like 1 a.m. and
we did
have the whole place to ourselves. It was really fun.
It was very fun. Worth it.
Yeah, worth it.
Even though we had to come back and pack.
We had to come back to our room and pack at like midnight or 1 a.m. We were so beat the next day. I almost fell asleep on the plane, but it was worth it. If you're going on a 3-night cruise, you're going to come home needing another vacation, right? Guaranteed. Exhausting.
Yes. Very fun.
So
you need vacations for your vacations.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just that good.
I know, they're just that good. So I think we hit all the activities, right? You called that though, that we had forgotten about the game zone.
Yeah.
Pools are nice, of course. Hot tubs are nice. That's all great. But really, I think we hit on the big stuff. But let's talk about entertainment. Because in your short time on this cruise, you got to see 2 of the main shows, which are...
did?
Yeah, you saw the Prince Revolution show. And you saw Rumors, the Fleetwood Mac show.
Yeah. Now, Rumors was definitely my favorite. What were you about to say?
I was going to say, which one was your favorite between the 2?
Rumors was definitely my favorite. It was an outstanding show.
It was outstanding.
Yes.
And are you a Fleetwood Mac fan?
I am a Fleetwood Mac fan.
Okay, so it was easy for you to sing along with it.
Yes, it was.
They played some amazing hits. They told the story of the band, and it tied it all together, huh?
They performed very well, too.
Mm-hmm. So there are, at least on our sailing, there were 3 main shows in the theater. On the sailings I've been on, you have Elements, The World Expanded, which is more of a traditional dance and music type show, but also with magic. That show is beautiful. It has some acrobatics in it. It has, again, lots of really good magic. I love the magic duo there. Junior, you didn't get to see that one.
I did not.
And then they have the 2 real musical shows. So they have Revolution, a celebration of Prince, which is about a 45-minute to an hour show playing all Prince songs. Now, what's interesting about this is that you can sit on decks 7 or 8 of the Aqua Theater and sit in traditional theater seats, or you can opt to stand down on the floor, the mosh pit, and be close to the performers for Prince. Now, poor Junior.
You can dance if you like.
You can dance if you like. I talked him into being on the floor, and a lot of people do dance, and he was just like, "Oh my God,
I did
Mom,
not want to dance.
Really, we have to stand down here."
I did not want to dance.
And you did not have to dance, but was it interesting to see a show in that way?
I stood there and I judged.
You did? Who did you judge? The dancers or
anyone on the floor with me who was dancing?
That's not very nice.
Joking.
You're joking. No, you danced a little.
No, I had a good time. It was interesting to see the show so up close.
Yeah, it was, huh? It was fun.
For sure.
Definitely different. And they played some of the greatest, the greatest hits of Prince, right? They played 1999.
Yes.
When Doves Cry.
Kiss.
Purple Rain. Kiss. Yeah. What else? Raspberry Beret. I don't know any other ones right now. I can't think of them either. But they played a lot of them. They played one called Controversy that I still don't know that song. I think it's called Controversy. If anybody's heard that song, DM me because I'm like, I don't know that one.
I don't know.
But great show. I've now seen it from deck 8 and I've seen it from deck 6. And I'd say they're both fun. And if you might feel if you're standing on the floor, it might be a little too long to stand. But the staff will move you around as they move the stage too. The stage moves during the show and they're going to kind of guide you.
Activity.
Yeah, it's really fun though. So then let's talk about Rumors. If you're a Fleetwood Mac fan, the performers, the singers, the band basically plays the entire Rumors album from Fleetwood Mac, A-side, B-side, and even a song that didn't make it onto the album. And they cast it so well. The talent, the vocals, and the entire band talent is unparalleled. You guys, they sound so much like Fleetwood Mac. It is off the charts. Outstanding.
It was almost like a play.
Like a
kind
play.
Of a musical.
Kind of like being at a concert with a little bit of a play.
Because it tells the story and it also does the music very well.
Yeah. But like the storytelling part is like 30 seconds in between songs, right? It's not like they're acting the whole time.
Yeah, but it is enough to get the whole story, basically.
Yeah, and it kind of makes it interesting.
It's kind of dramatic
because
you get all the backstories behind every single song.
Right, all the romance and all the drama in the band at the time, and so it's interesting. So that's all the entertainment that we caught. They also had a lot of live music on this ship, which you guys are going to love. I want to talk for a few minutes before we close out. I want to talk a little bit about the Haven experience because Junior and I stayed in a standard balcony, but the time that I was on Aqua over in Europe, the second bit of the Mediterranean preview sailings over there, I got to stay in the Haven for 3 days. And I now understand the allure, the attraction, and the total restfulness that is the Haven. It was wonderful. I stayed in a Haven suite. And I think the part that stood out to me the most, that took me by surprise, I guess I did not really expect this, was that the food in the Haven was so absolutely exceptionally good that it is enough for someone who has the budget to consider the Haven. I would say that the food is so elevated in the main restaurant there that it would be worth considering it for. Of course, you have the Haven lounge, you have the Haven bar, you have the sun deck with an infinity pool and hot tubs on 2 different levels and beautiful loungers. But really, I got to tell you guys, I'm not that picky about food, but this took cruise food to a level I didn't even know existed. It was better than any specialty restaurant on the ship. It was better than any food I've ever had on a cruise ship. And if the Haven experience isn't wonderful as it is, just having, the ship within a ship isolation and quiet, but the food just really is outstanding. So I hope to go back and experience more of the Haven, but I had to just do a little shout out to that experience here briefly. But yeah, I think that's it for us this time, Junior. I appreciate you coming on with me.
Of course, anytime.
Yeah, I want everybody to check out our 2 videos on YouTube. Now, we've got 2 of them up there. We have a ship tour and the long form vlog. So go watch that 20-minute one if you want to see what the trip for me in Europe was like start to finish. I'd love for you guys to go and have a look at those videos and comment and say maybe I heard about you on the podcast, whatever, so that I know. But thank you, son, for going with me to the christening in Miami. That was great. We didn't talk about the christening itself, did we?
No, we did not.
That was actually really neat too. That was the first time you've been to a ship christening.
It is.
So they, we checked in, we knew we were going to be on the sailing. So we went and got all our bags delivered to our stateroom. And then they invited us to come back down into the terminal. And then they had basically a giant party with about 2,000 people. And Norwegian Cruise Line's president, David Herrera, spoke. They had a godfather, Eric Stone Street from Modern Family, and of course many other things too, was there as the godparent to the ship. And they blessed the ship. They christened the ship by doing the champagne bottle flying down a rope and hitting the whole kind of a thing. And it was very special to be a part of a christening. I thought it was really neat. And they also talked about their military fundraising partner, right? Didn't they have a neat shout out to that military family fundraising effort?
Yes, they did.
I forgot what it was called.
Me too.
But that was really neat. It was kind of emotional, wasn't it? Yeah. Mm. All right. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for being on the show with me. Do you want to go on a christening again in the future? Is it something you'd like to do?
Of course I do.
Thanks for helping me to film everything.
Of course.
I guess we should tell everybody.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, you helped me out a lot, and you guys can go check out a lot of our little vertical videos everywhere were mostly filmed by Junior. So go check that stuff out and give it a little shout out.
Yeah, I have to be the cameraman.
You do. If you're solo with mom, you got to help out, right?
Of course.
Awesome. All right, friends. Yay.
Love to show off my prowess.
Well, we did have fun.
Camera work. We did have fun.
We did have fun, and you did some great work, and I appreciate it.
I'm unrivaled. I'm just that good.
You're just that good. On that note, until next time, we'll see you on the high seas.
See you on the high seas.
Thanks for listening to Cruise Tips TV Unplugged. If you like our show and want to know more, check us out at CruiseTipsTV.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram by searching Cruise Tips TV. We'd love if you'd leave us a review wherever you're listening to this podcast, subscribe to the show, and tune in next week. Until next time, we'll see you on the high seas.